Hello and welcome back to Mountfair Farm, where we are at our winter wheat variety trials. Similar to last year, we have our earlier drilled plots and our later drilled plots, and at the moment, despite the weather we've had, they're looking really promising. This season, I think it's fair to say, has definitely been a challenging one in terms of spray timings. It's either been wet or windy, so the spray windows have definitely been shorter, and people have had to be a bit more flexible in terms of when they get out into the fields. However, generally I think a lot of fertiliser has been applied, and grass weed control is being prioritised, and a lot of priority T0s have been missed this season as crops are approaching their kind of T1 timings in terms of winter barley. Here in the wheat trials, our earlier drilled plots are approaching their T1 timings and our later drilled plots are at T0 timings, so these will be done when the weather allows us to. This year, variety choice and drilling date are going to be really important in terms of our fungicide programmes. So in particular, our wheat plots are going to get a robust T1 to protect leaf 3. So due to the wet weather in the autumn, generally there were some fields that had poor establishment. This year we've probably got some shallow rooted crops, so we're going to dig up some roots just to have a look at how the wheat plots are getting on. I'm standing in a plot of skyscraper which had a single purpose dressing of berry gold on. The next door plots to me have been applied with latitude and then one with vibrance duo on as well. We have been looking at comparing the seed treatment. Obviously the latitude is applied specifically for second wheats to control take-all. So obviously that's applied for a specific purpose. So it's a bit different. So we're going to be comparing the Vibrance Duo with the single purpose dressing. Visually, I think they were very similar in the autumn in terms of emergence, but I have noticed some differences in the rooting, which is really promising. On the left-hand side, we have the single-purpose dressing. In the middle, we have the latitude, and on the right-hand side, we have the Vibrance Duo. And as you can see, there is a clear difference between the length of the roots with the Vibrance Duo ahead of the other two treatments. Obviously we put the seed treatments on to act as a bit of a comparison, and we didn't know that it was going to be such a wet and difficult season. So it's really good to see that the Vibrance Duo has had a good effect on the roots, and hopefully will have a knock-on effect to the crop later into the season. So at the moment we'd say that the septoria risk is quite high, just with the weather we've been having. Haven't found any juvenile yellow rust yet, but now that the crops are moving through their growth stages, we'll be back here in a couple of weeks and we'll be talking a little bit more about the disease risks of the varieties and if we found anything.